Oh, that Red Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
You chose Ving Rhames. You know, no, I get it. You already did Samuel L. Jackson, so it makes sense you go Ving Rhames then.
Well, Sam Jackson is funny angry. Ving Rhames will always be goddamn Marcellus Wallace to me.
I thought Marcellus Wallace was funny.
Yeah, but I was still intimidated by Marcellus Wallace. I'm really not intimidated by anyone that Sam Jackson's ever played. Well, actually, no, let me rephrase that. Whatever the fucking villain was he played in Unbreakable, that piece of shit. I was actually scared of that one.
Piece of shit. Unbreakable was a good movie.
No, it was a piece of shit.
It's an awesome movie. It's the only good thing he's done.
It was a great concept, horribly executed.
At least it's better than Fantastic Four.
Well, yes.
Which tried basically to... Oh, God. Thanks.
Oh, God. Funny as shit. Last night, I actually sat down and tried to watch the Ninja Turtles, the new one.
Oh, I actually do that to your... Dude, that movie drove me to drink while I was watching it.
I made it 10 minutes. That's all I made it. I'm like, okay, yeah, screw this. I'm done.
I told you from the get-go, the only scene you need to watch is the elevator scene.
I know that, and I just, you know me, dude. I'm like you. Even if it's horrible, I gotta check it out.
And yet, every time I watch something where I have that feeling, you're like, why did you watch that?
Yeah, usually we're both telling each other, dude, I told you. Why don't you listen to me? Because we're both idiots.
This is, okay, that one's definitely true. I'm kind of surprised you haven't seen Catwoman, even though I've already warned everybody.
No.
I'm convinced the only reason people aren't looking at Catwoman and calling it a worse movie than Batman and Robin is because not enough people have seen Catwoman to get that fact out there.
Point.
It really is worse than Batman and Robin, but I digress.
By the way, we're live!
Yes. Welcome to High Class Geek News, where we, completely forego all the news that's actually important so we can bring you the news that you actually give a shit about. I am your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. My co-host today is the angry monkey himself, that is John Little.
Fly, my Hawkman!
He's actually in our news today. And tonight's episode is called Because He Was the King. John, what is our main story?
There are a lot of those that could... I'm actually flabbergasted. There's several that could be. What is it, Evan?
Well, the was is a huge hint. 2 days ago,
that's right,
an entire week was spent celebrating this, was Jack Kirby's 98th birthday. Yes, the fact that he hasn't been with us since 1994 does not keep us from celebrating. And who is Jack Kirby, John?
Jack Kirby is a douche canoe.
Wow. Well, our comment section is going to blow up now.
Hey, I don't care. Jack Kirby was a phenomenal writer, decent artist, but still a douche canoe.
We're gonna
That's right, Internet. I said it. Jack Kirby is a douche canoe.
Let's keep this in mind. I'm going to assume you're smart enough to go ahead and say this on the Internet, but not even remotely say this in a convention.
Just paddling his douche canoe up shit creek, baby. Just keep on paddling, Kirby.
I have to ask, why do you say he's a douche canoe?
Because I can.
You got to give us a reason, dude. We're talking about Jack Kirby.
Dude, this is the Internet. I don't have to give shit.
Arguably the third most influential artist in all of comics.
Yeah, doesn't mean he wasn't a douche canoe.
Actually, I did put up that quote. It wasn't regarding him. But it was last night. I'm not sure if you saw it. I put up as a quote on Facebook from A Damn Movie podcast where the guy was talking about, I think it was Phil Spector, because Phil Spector has no problem pointing out to people his place in, well, had no problem pointing out to people's place in music history. And the guy put it best when he said, you can still make amazing things and be a cock.
Yep.
And that guy was a cock.
Yep. I mean, honestly, regardless of how many wonderful stories I've read about Kirby's work, when I read the stories about how he was as a person, all I see is douche canoe. All I see is douche canoe. Douche canoe, douche canoe, douche canoe. Lord High Master of douche canoes.
Nice of you to introduce Rabbit for us.
Hi, I resemble that comment.
We're talking about Jack Kirby. whose 98th birthday was just 2 days ago and was celebrated all week.
Jack Kirby. Now, how do I know this name?
Basically put, he is the co-creator of almost the entirety of the Marvel Universe.
Oh, okay. Douche Canoe, right? Am I right, guys?
Apparently.
All right.
Well, anyway,
Way to go.
right now, the man did great work. I'm not going to lie, I can't speak to who he was as a man because I haven't looked that up too much. But there's no denying he was a genius. I'm not going
to argue his work or his legacy. Doesn't change the fact he was a douche canoe.
Right. Pretty much defined. I don't want to say quite defined how to tell a comic book story visually, though he did a lot of that too. But I would say he definitely encouraged us to use our imaginations to find new ways to tell a visual story. You can still find Kirby Crackle everywhere in just about anything comic book or comic book related.
That's right, imagination.
Yeah, he gave us with Stan Lee among others. He gave us Fantastic Four, the X-Men. I think he designed Iron Man, but it was actually Don Heck who drew him. The Avengers. He was the one who gave us Ant-Man and the Wasp. Thor, because he had a lifelong obsession with Norse mythology. So he might be responsible for our interest in Norse mythology by that respect, John. He did more than most to bring it to Western American awareness. And, of course, when he moved to DC, he gave us the Fourth World, the New Gods, gave us one of my personal favorite DC characters, Mr. Miracle, gave us the greatest rager ever in comics, Orion, and, of course, gave us one of the greatest villains in all of comics, Darkseid.
Yeah, I will concede that one. I think Darkseid, he models off his own personality.
I can believe it. Stan Lee has often said that he modeled J. Jonah Jameson off of his own personality, so...
I can buy that.
He said also that back in the day he really thought he'd be the one playing it if they ever did a movie out of it. That would have been great. But anyway, so yes, happy 98th birthday to the ghost of Jack Kirby.
Ah, that's right. Just keep on paddling.
And now we know what the River Styx is made out of. Anyway, moving on. I've got only one theatrical release this week.
No.
And I will actually have to watch this on basic principle, though you'll look at me and be like, Evan, what the fuck is wrong with you when I say what this theatrical release is? The Transporter Refueled.
No.
Evan, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, seriously.
I like the Transporter series. I haven't watched the show yet. Has anyone actually watched the show?
I tried.
Yeah, how was the show?
Okay. Do you guys remember Knight Rider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as good as that.
Oh, God. That's
Not
terrific.
as good as Knight Rider watched from an 11-year-old now's perspective who didn't grow up with it. So, kind of like Airwolf.
Let me guess. It's one of those shows where, really, for it to work... Okay, television is all in the writing, and Transporter writing was not its strong suit, and it pretty much... The fact that it doesn't have the time and the resources that a movie has to get the action scenes looking good, let me guess, it's very apparent that's not in the show.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Evan. Do you remember how mad you were about Constantine, the show?
Which was good.
Now,
Yes.
I know that you don't like the Transporter series as much as you love Constantine, but I see about the same level of rage.
Holy shit.
Okay, not the same intensity, but about the same level.
Okay, moving on. Home video. Kind of scared now. Coming on home video this week, I'll See You in My Dreams, The Face of an Angel, The D Train, Broken Horses, and, of course, what will be in all of your collections in one form or another at some point in time, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yay!
which is dangerously close to being my pick for best movie of 2015. We got a first look this week of cast member Michael Fassbender as the main character in Assassin's Creed.
Wait, they're actually making.
Wait a minute, Evan. Evan.
Uh-oh.
We might have a new panelist. Hang on a minute. Keep talking. I'll be back.
You were saying, Rabbit?
Okay, so this is the first I've heard about the Assassin's Creed movie in like the better part of 3 years when it was first talked about, because Ubisoft said they wanted to produce it in-house, so they had creative control, which is good. Say what you want about the gameplay, but the stories are amazing. We'll ignore Connor because he was a little bitch. But everything else has been pretty great.
Let's be quite frank. It doesn't matter what the medium is. Any media, any franchise of any kind or any series which has a legacy thing going for it, you're gonna have your pussy.
Of course. You're gonna have a whiny bitch in there every once in a while, and we can all say that Ezio was the greatest character ever. However, in the newest game, I can't remember what's called. Is that called Legacy or Syndicate? Syndicate. Having both a male and a female lead in that's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to learn about those characters. Now, I saw you kind of roll your eyes, so is your favorite Altair?
Oh, no. I was thinking about how I like Ezio. I only played up to, I think I have Assassin's Creed 3 somewhere.
Oh, God.
I never completely got through all the series yet, so.
Oh, you gotta play. Just play it all. It's all worth it. Now,
I would have to agree with you. I prefer Ezio over. I keep forgetting the first guy, but I prefer Ezio over the first guy because the first guy was really, when you get right down to it, he was a cipher. Yeah, he wasn't a character. He was just a plot. He was just basically a thing to carry the storyline. He's basically Ethan Hunt in the Mission Impossible series. Has no real personality or character. He's just, this is what the story needs him to be. This is what he is.
Yeah, because
whereas Ezio, this was a guy you got to know him before he becomes an assassin, and he had personality. He had that very roguish Italian flavor to him, even when he develops the discipline of a member of the Creed. So yeah, I can definitely see. I see what you're saying. You say Ezio is the best character.
That's why I love them so much about Brotherhood, is that all the secondary background characters, his mom, his sister, the Countess, the head of the thieves, and the merchant guy, they all have their own little personalities, but they didn't get in the way of becoming getting in front of Ezio. They only served to like amplify, like, this guy's awesome. These people are also rad. They make him even better.
Yes, but the movie apparently is definitely happening. They've released the first image. Michael Fassbender is the title character.
Who's attached as the director at this point? Does anybody know?
I haven't gotten any information yet on that. John is super excited.
Gentlemen, we have a new challenger.
I'm not.
Hopefully, so far the picture's coming. Wait.
We can hear you, Kay. Well, we don't have a picture.
No camera. Sorry, guys.
Oh, there we go. We got voice.
We have vocals. We have a new challenger.
Yay!
Everyone, welcome Kay.
Yay.
Hi, Kay.
Oh, come on.
Everything is now okay.
Hi,
okay, Evan, if you keep making jokes like that, she's going to leave. Don't do this.
So, I'm going to have to look that up because I want to see what they're doing. Is there any telling on the plot or like what time period they're going to have it set in or what's kind of going on?
Much like you, when the image got released, that was the first hint I got that the movie was actually happening.
Son of a bitch.
The image is bad ass.
Michael Fassbender. Oh, I got to look it up right now.
Love that guy. Moving on. Other first look, Captain America Civil War news. We now know how the teams are going to be split for the Civil War. So pick a side, yet again. Captain America's team will consist of the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye in a spiffy new blue costume, Ant-Man, and Agent 13.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're not on Iron Man's side, go fuck yourself.
Iron Man!
The Iron Man's side is Black Widow, War Machine, Vision, and the Black Panther.
I'm sorry. You've got Vision, the most logical computer in the fucking world. How can you not be on that side?
Forgot. I think they left one out on that one I listed. But yeah, that's also the side that should have Scarlet Witch, I believe. And Black Panther, the only comic book character who's possibly even more logical than a machine.
Precisely.
I just can't wait. In casting news, looks like for Doctor Strange we may be getting Hannibal Lecter, or as he's known in a more professional circle, Mads Mikkelsen. We don't know what role he might be playing, but we know it'll be villainous.
I'm okay with this. I really am. Of course, granted, I think Mads Mikkelsen should play Victor Von Doom.
Oh my God! No! You know who would be awesome? His brother. He played the main villain in the season finale of the last season of Sherlock.
Yeah, no, I like Mads better.
Let's just get them both, for whatever. Also, Gambit has hired French actress Léa Seydoux. If you're like me, you know her for Blue is the Warmest Color, to play Belladonna Bordeaux. And any fan of Gambit knows the importance of that character, and I say that's good casting. The only problem is she's going to make Channing Tatum look like an amateur in comparison.
Okay, it's Channing Tatum doing a Cajun accent. Irritable bowel syndrome makes him look like an amateur.
You know what else would make him look like an amateur? If Nathan Fillion gets his wish, which is he said he wants to be in the DC Cinematic Universe as either Booster Gold or Ambush Bug.
Booster Gold, Booster Gold, Booster Gold. No, wait. I can actually think of somebody who'd be better for Booster Gold. Alan Tudyk.
Oh my God, yes. What if you get Nathan Fillion to play Blue Beetle?
No. See,
No. Think about it. You have Alan Tudyk as Booster Gold, and Nathan Fillion as Blue Beetle. Can you do greater justice to the greatest buddy team ever in all comics?
Again, like 10 years ago, I'd go for it. Not anymore.
You're thinking too much of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle as an individual. You don't cast Booster Gold without thinking who you cast as Blue Beetle.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
And damn it, who bounces off of Alan Tudyk better than Nathan Fillion?
Well, there were those, scenes that he had with his wife that
Adam Baldwin.
No. Fuck Adam Baldwin. Fuck him.
You didn't like him in Firefly?
I loved him in Firefly. It's just everything he's done since that. And it's not as much of him as an actor, per se. It's much more of him as a, horrible human being.
No wonder he was so good as Jane.
Yeah, no, Jane would kick Adam Baldwin's ass by now.
All right, moving on. Production news. Lionsgate has confirmed they are doing a Borderlands movie.
A Borderlands movie?
Yep.
Okay, KB, the resident video game snob here, what do you think of this?
Okay, one, Borderlands is awesome. Here's the fun part. I've only played the game once for 5 hours. I enjoy it immensely. The characters are great. The gameplay is amazing. Now, what Lionsgate's going to have to do is get A, an amazing director, and B, special effects and props are going to make that shit. And then 3, you gotta get good actors that can have fun with how kind of just nuts the characters are.
No, I think the whole thing hinges on one person, really. The presence of Marcus,
Ooh,
the arms dealer.
yeah.
Whether or not he's an integral part of the movie will make or break the movie.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, the entire time what I was thinking is, what are the guys who do Deadpool doing once they're done with Deadpool?
They're doing more Deadpool.
Yeah, they better be doing more Deadpool.
Yes, but what if they take a break for Borderlands?
You know what, that would be acceptable.
Well, if you think about it, technically we have a Borderlands movie.
Which is?
In the same way we have a Fantastic Four movie called The Incredibles?
No, I was going to say technically we have one. It's just called Mad Max.
No.
Think about it for a minute.
No.
Just think about it.
No.
All you need to do is give all those characters a little bit of speed and a little bit of meth, and bam, you got a Borderlands movie.
Speaking of bad
Actually,
ideas and car crashes, Ridley Scott has confirmed that his next movie is going to be Prometheus 2.
It better not take Michael Fassbender away
Oh,
from
God.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I'm
You
not
guys-
watching.
You guys are going to have to excuse me for a minute. I need to go boil some water and stick my dick in it to make myself feel better about another Prometheus film.
Really? What about The Last Airbender 2?
We don't speak of such things. He who
There's
shall
never
not be
been a Last
named.
Airbender movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's kind of like the Alien movie that had Shia LaBeouf and Harrison Ford in it. That kind of flopped.
They were never in the Alien franchise. Or
You
any
know
other.
what?
It was
That
one of
would've been a
those
good-
Alien movies.
That actually would have been a good, sequel to the Alien films if they
I thought
just
that was
bought in the
prequel
face
to
huggers.
X-Files.
Harrison Ford and Shia LaBeouf jumped through a Stargate, ended up in an Aliens movie.
Xenomorphs. Why does it always have to be xenomorphs?
Exactly.
I mean, at that point, why don't we just go ahead?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Shia LaBeouf's. Because like everyone in that family gets a phobia. Henry Sr. hates rats. Indiana Jones hates bugs. It'd be funny if Shia LaBeouf's character hated xenomorphs.
Indy doesn't
And yet
hate
somehow, for some reason, in all his adventures, runs into them.
No, they jump through a Stargate, meet up
And
with
by all of them, I mean one
like
event.
their life, and so he does porn.
Yeah, it's just Shia LaBeouf doing porn, shouting, "Do it! Do it!"
Have you not seen
Got you
Nymphomaniac?
born with Shia LaBeouf.
No, that's a movie I actually have to see.
You don't have to see it. It's really
Yes,
bad.
I do.
It's
You
No,
really
I've
bad.
heard I must
Oh,
admit.
okay, Rabbit,
It's really bad.
it's
I
not
missed
an
it. What are you
instructional
talking about?
video.
What's really bad?
Nymphomaniac.
Parts 1
Oh
and
no,
2.
I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, Rabbit. It's not an instructional video. It's not worth your time.
No, I still have to see it. I've been told numerous times that I actually have to see it.
Are these reliable people?
Speaking
Yes.
of things we have to see,
I'd much
We
rather
got
watch
some news.
Caligula nonstop for 48 hours.
Well, that's just funny.
I know.
we got some news about The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies, the extended edition coming out to home video. Turns
With more
out,
walking.
huh?
With more walking.
No, actually most of that movie they stay put. No, I have to see this now. I really have to watch this cut because it's getting an R rating.
How the fuck does it get an R rating?
We're
That's
finally
why I
getting
have-
elf tits.
Yeah, that's the only. Even then, that doesn't constitute typically a hard R.
That depends on how many elf
Well, it
nipples
is like
there
a
are.
hard R, just that it got an R.
And whether or not there's a dwarf face sandwiched between them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that would be an R.
That would
Tits
be
by
an R.
themselves can be PG-13.
This isn't 1987 anymore.
Maybe in this version they settle the battle by all the kings getting together and just having a massive gay orgy. I don't know.
That would be an NC-17.
I mean, everybody I know seems to have a thing for Thorin.
Okay, Evan, you need to stop talking because M. Night Shyamalan is listening, and he will take it, and he will make it, and we will be forced to watch it.
M. Night Shyamalan doesn't know what sex is. We're good.
Don't feed the Shyamalama. Don't feed it.
And I Shyamalan.
Speaking of things we shouldn't continue, Vin Diesel has confirmed we are getting another XXX movie, and they will be starting production in December. Because
Who's starring?
things never die.
Is it going to have Vin Diesel?
Yes. He's the one who confirmed this.
You know, it's still okay. Vin's in it.
I don't know. Triple X with Ice Cube, that one was bad in such an entertaining way.
I would trade all the Triple X movies for another Riddick.
Yes, a good
Riddick.
Thank you. That last one.
Let's not talk about it.
Okay, is it bad though?
Wait. Nope. I got it. I will trade all the Triple X movies for another Riddick video game.
No. I will trade all the Triple X movies for Vin Diesel to get a cameo in the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons film.
Yes.
I will trade all of the Triple X movies to have Vin Diesel playing Black Bolt of the Inhumans in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh, wait.
You know what? Fuck that. I will trade all the Triple X movies for Vin Diesel to play Black Vulcan in the movie adaptation of Super Friends.
Oh, things we don't need.
Actually, I think we might need that. We might actually need that.
I'm okay with Black Vulcan. I just don't think we need a cinematic version of the Super Friends.
Thank you, delightful Asian voice of reason.
Moving on. Our home video television releases this week. Season 1 of Black Jesus. Castle, Season 7.
Yay!
The complete series of Good Times. Johnny Test.
Dynamite!
Johnny Test, Seasons 1 through 5. Mystery Science Theater 3000, Volume 1. And Star Wars Rebels, Season 1.
Hey, does anybody remember when Cartoon Network, actually made good cartoons?
They make Rick and Morty, don't they?
Yeah, they do make Rick and Morty guy.
They have a few, choice ones now, but do you remember back in the day when you had things like, I don't know, new Powerpuff Girls, not the ones coming out, but an actual good one, and all this other stuff they used to make?
I remember a day when most of their best cartoons were made by Japan.
Or Hanna-Barbera.
Ah, yes.
I watched for Hunger Teen Aquaforce and Space Ghost.
You know what? This was inevitable. It was just inevitable that they would start to have a decline because they still have not given us a proper ending to Samurai Jack.
Oh, true.
It's funny. I once interviewed to go work at William Street back when I was in Raleigh. And I swear, the only reason I wanted the job, I mean, it would have been a great position. I actually would have been brought in on a news story. I don't know what show it was. But I really just wanted the job so I could go down to William Street my first day of work and say, excuse me, where's Tim and Eric's office? Go there, punch them both in the face, and quit.
They probably would have promoted you.
I mean, seriously, who thinks this is a good idea? I can't do enough drugs for that show. I can't drink enough liquor for that show. I just can't. I've tried.
Well, then let's talk about good TV. In this particular case, in casting news, they haven't released who the actor is or the character they're playing, but they have released this. The next season of The Walking Dead will have a standalone episode taking place during the events of Fear the Walking Dead involving an attack on an airplane, which will be their introduction for a new character in the second season of Fear the Walking Dead, a.k.a. The Walking Dead show I'm actually going to watch.
Yeah, so what is Fear of the Walking Dead?
It started last week.
Is it like in the Walking Dead universe? Is it part of the production? Is it a spin-off?
It takes place in the same world. If Walking Dead is in the South, over on the east side of the U.S., Fear the Walking Dead is taking place in California on the west side. And unlike The Walking Dead, which basically skipped over the collapse of civilization by having a main character in a coma, this one's actually showing it. It's starting at the point where zombies first start getting up and the world is not aware of it, and we're going to see the world get progressively destroyed throughout the first season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they did say that at some point it will their timeline on Fear the Walking Dead will eventually catch up to The Walking Dead's timeline, but at the same time they're not in a rush to do it, which is exactly how I want it done.
Yeah.
Didn't they also say the two stories would never, ever meet, never cross over?
Except now they are.
I like the idea of elements crossing over. Like, I like the idea that if, say, a nuke were to suddenly go off in the middle of the U.S., that both shows would show the cast actually witnessing the explosion to some extent.
So if a nuke goes off in the middle of the U.S., does Daryl Dixon get any dirtier?
Not as long as he makes the fangirls wet, my friend. Speaking of making people horny, we have 1.5 new additions to this in the second season of The Flash. First off, Melise Zhao, our half edition, will be returning as Linda Park, so that's confirmed. Also, 2.5 editions. Violet Beam is playing the popular character Jesse Quick. God, that character, you might actually remember that character, John. She's another speedster, the daughter of Golden Age character Johnny Quick.
Oh, God, yeah.
Later on became Liberty Bell before New 52 happened. Got married to the new Hour Man. They were wonderfully that couple that everyone else around them just has to hate because they're so lovey-dovey. It was great. And also they hired Damore Barnes to play Tokamak. One of those rare characters I don't know. I'll have to look him up. In related news, it's also been confirmed that Falk Henschel, who will actually be a series regular on DC's Legends of Tomorrow. And we like Hawkman. He hits people in the face with a mace. Series news, speaking of Fear the Walking Dead, it has a record. 10.1 million viewers. This is the most watched premiere not only for AMC, but I believe any show on cable. And it also broke the record for most watched in the 18 to 49-year-old range at somewhere over, I think, around about 6.5 million.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
The show. You put out a good product that has kind of a great premise and good characters, people will watch it.
Unlike Constantine.
Yeah. Have you guys seen it yet? Rabbit, you obviously haven't.
I haven't.
No.
John?
I haven't seen it either.
I'm the only one who watched it. Wow.
Get a life, Evan. Get a life.
I don't have cable.
I do have a life.
I have the internet.
I had a conversation. I was talking to my girl just about an hour before we started the show. I mean,
We don't care. Get an interesting life, Evan.
my problem these days is that I have a life.
I've been, adulting. This is my adulting.
That too. Oh God, the things I had to do. But no, the show. I have to admit, I watched the first episode and I fucking loved it. My biggest problem is it does that stupid thing that the Dawn of the Dead remake did, where this is a thing about a zombie apocalypse, so they do lots of fake outs. But oh no, the character spoiling somebody isn't gonna be a zombie. Oh, they're just fine. There's way too much of that. But that's a minor thing. I love the fact that pretty much they don't find out, the main characters don't find out it's a zombie until the last 3 minutes of the first episode, even though they've already seen at least 2 of them up to that point. I like how every character is just getting an element of the situation as opposed to everyone learning everything at once. The best part by far is the very first character. It all revolves around this dysfunctional family. The first one to notice something is wrong, they actually see a zombie. They see the zombie eating somebody, and they basically run away and get hit by a car running away from them. And this is the first person who has the biggest clue of what's going on, but he's a junkie, so no one believes him.
He's what?
He's a junkie.
Ah, of course.
Okay, that actually pisses me off. I've done that storyline before.
I don't see why you should be. Oh, so you're just mad because they beat you to it, or
no? I've already published it.
I don't think you're the first person. No,
it was in the popular Vampire, the Vampire's Apprentice, Hunter's Apprentice. The only one who knows what's going on, and he doesn't even believe it because he's got a mescaline habit.
They do go back and forth with it, but honestly, I think what makes it in this case is the mom's boyfriend. is the guy who gives it the most credence, and for very believable reasons. You have to watch it. I feel like I can't. I'm trying my best to explain this without doing spoilers.
Evan, we'll get around to it. Let's just move on. Let's move on. You're right.
Moving on. Has been confirmed that Sons of Anarchy is getting a spin-off. Kurt Sutter is producing a series which will focus on the Mayans Motorcycle Club, and apparently currently right now what they're doing is looking for a showrunner. John, now's your chance.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Money.
Money.
I chased a reporter down the street this week asking the same question. That's not actually a joke.
No.
I literally chased a CBS reporter out of downtown.
Okay. Paparazzi finally getting to you, do the fame you got from this show, huh?
No! He was interviewing people about what they thought of whether or not Trump was justified, and I was having a really bad day, so I gave him a lecture about journalistic ethics and then chased him down the street until he got in his van screaming, "Fuck off," and drove and ran a red light trying to get away from me. I will also point out that I was wearing a bowler hat and a bow tie at the time.
Fuck that. You had a Spider Jerusalem moment. Feel proud.
It wasn't that epic. He did make the reporter kill himself.
Would you like to hear something that'll make you feel better, John?
You know, Evan, every time you state that, it's never anything that makes me feel better.
Incredibly violent, made-for-adults animated Castlevania miniseries.
Say that one more time.
Incredibly violent, made-for-adults animated Castlevania miniseries.
So, Vampire Hunter D, the series? Been done.
Castlevania or Vampire Hunter D. I'm going with that.
It's been done.
Galaxy Quest, the series, going to be done by Amazon?
Not actually looking forward to that.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was a cute movie, but doesn't need to be a series.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it'd make a great series if they do it right.
No.
Now, granted,
I was thinking about this when that article popped up. It's the way you do it as a series is you don't make it about the further adventures of the actors, but rather you create episodes of the show, picking on every single classic TV and movie sci-fi like trope and cliche you can throughout the series.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me.
It
really doesn't.
Like Star Trek Voyager.
Enterprise.
Oh God, yeah, worse, yeah. Even though I love
Thanks, Spacula.
Now that you guys are depressing me.
Hey, I'm proud to say I'm friends with one of the few people I know that can honestly say he looked fucking Kate Mulgrew in the face and said, "You ruined Star Trek."
She didn't. The writers did.
Which is exactly what she said to him.
I actually have nothing but respect for Kate Mulgrew. Don't have much respect for the people in charge of Voyager, but I have respect for Kate Mulgrew. Felt so sorry for her. The problem was that she got stuck with 90s male writers trying to write a female character.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Video game releases this are Mellow, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Nobunaga's Ambitions, Fear of Influences, Acts of Aggression, Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. This is the Xbox One release of Zeo Drifter, and the game I'm waiting for that'll be a few weeks before, if not a few months before I can actually buy it, Mad Max. I want to create post-apocalyptic chaos.
I just really hope that's a racing game.
It's going.
It is an action game, but 60% of the action is done with vehicles, and apparently I think they had to create like a whole new combat system to accommodate for that. So far, what I got, it's got incredibly good reviews, and the only people who don't like it are the ones who are comparing it story-wise to Fury Road.
Okay, you know what I can actually see? If you've created an MMORPG based on the clans in Fury Road and how people could create their own clans and go raiding and whatnot, that would make an interesting game.
I wouldn't be surprised if that winds up being one of the DLCs or something.
Oh God! Of course it'll be a DLC. You can't make that the actual game that you pay for. Gotta make you pay for it after the fact. I hate DLC.
Well, speaking of things from our past in games, they have released the first images of the Zendikar expansion for Magic the Gathering. I'm assuming you guys know more about Magic the Gathering than I do. I never got into it.
I'm retired. My cards are all gone. My dice are retired. No, I'm done. No. I have 3 cards left. That's all I got. I'm not playing no more. 3 Black Lotuses is all I got left. And
Okay.
no, I will never get rid of them.
How did you get your paws on 3?
Well, I'm pretty sure 2 of them are counterfeit, but
Okay. That makes more sense.
I won them all, so.
Once again, Walking Dead pops up.
Oh God.
More specifically, Walking Dead: The Road to Survival, an RPG game made specifically for mobile devices. You may have seen the advertisements for it. Unlike, on the other hand, this is not one more for people who are huge fans of the show, much like the good Walking Dead video game before it. It focuses more on elements from the comic series.
Yeah, I mean, I played the games, the previous games that were actually really well done.
Yeah.
Telltale ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were really well done.
I still need to finish playing the first one. I started it, but the problem is when I finally got the first Walking Dead game, I had also bought The Last of Us, and that became my religion.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll get to that eventually. Also, who here is a fan of Afro Samurai?
I'm assuming Kay is raising her hand as well.
I have a huge on my face.
Well, we may not be getting another movie or manga anytime soon, as far as we can tell, or television series, but we are getting a new game, Afro Samurai 2: Revenge of Kuma. And yes, you get to play both as Afro Samurai and Kuma.
I played the first Afro Samurai game and was not really impressed.
I have not, but I am very forgiving about these sorts of things.
Visually, it looked really good, but the controls were really janky.
Well, there's a chance that this one will actually fix that. We'll see.
It was about as entertaining as Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Yeah, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, so I don't consider Dragon Ball Z in general to be entertaining. So.
Well, neither am I, but I still played the game for shits and giggles because, well, I was drunk.
Speaking of drunk, our final bit of video game news. We had a little bit of drama at the Pokemon World Championship earlier this week, as a couple of idiots just couldn't leave their guns at home and wound up getting arrested.
Oh, goddamn you, Iowa.
Yeah, it turns out they never would have been searched in the first place or even stopped by the council for a fact that these two same idiots decided they wanted to threaten the Pokemon World Championship before showing up.
Okay, let me get this straight. Somebody
Two teenagers from Iowa.
One's a teenager, the other one's in his early 20s.
Again, somebody actually threatened the Pokemon World. Are you that concerned about losing in the game that you have to threaten it? Dude, build your deck like the rest of the people. Or you know what? Pull the dick out of your ass?
Yeah.
Let me put this in simple terms. This is coming from me, who's a lifelong hardcore comic book geek who regularly collects cartoons on Blu-ray and DVD. And I'm going to assume I speak for my co-host, who consists of a guy who, like a teenager, constantly argues how PC is the only way to play video games. Another guy who has already greatly expressed his too much love of old school cartoons and things. And Kay, who regularly assaults me for telling her about a martial arts movie. When I say to those two guys who were taking guns to the Pokemon World Championship, you are taking this shit way too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, they'll be in jail for a while. They'll write a book.
And people wonder why I want to get out of Iowa.
That was the only...
No one wonders why you want to get out of Iowa.
Well, Rabbit does.
No, Rabbit just wants to know why you want to get away from him. I'm sure you forgot to tell him the bit where that involves chloroform in the trunk of your car.
Not my fault he's already married.
I'm sure there's room in that trunk for two.
Oh, I know. I've had to help him and his husband out of it. I haven't brought it up in a while, dude. Sorry.
Okay, moving on to comic book news. Single issue suggestions this week. Thor's #3. I cannot stress this enough. Thor's is a police procedural where all the cops are multiple versions of Thor.
What?
This is why comic books exist. Mockingbird #1, the first of the one-shots that are celebrating the 50th anniversary of S.H.I.E.L.D. Age of Apocalypse versus Marvel Zombies #4, and an incredibly interesting Valiant series called Imperium #8. New series coming out this week, which means all these titles I'm about to list are #1s. Aliens versus Vampirella. Danger Girl Renegade, which actually gives us the origin of Abby Chase. Marie of the Dragons. And the comic book we did not realize we've always been waiting for. Boy, is Pixie gonna be mad she's not here to hear this one. Deadpool versus Thanos. With a brilliant cover which has Deadpool running away towards the reader as he's screaming, "It was a joke! Marvel, when I said I wanted to fight Thanos, it was a joke!"
Now you see, if it had been, Deadpool and warm velvety Muppet sex, that would have been fine. Or Deadpool assaults Uranus, also would have been fine.
Thanos! he's so fucked. Huh. Anyway, for graphic novels, this might interest you, John. Walt Disney's Donald Duck, the Newspaper Comics Volume 1 hardcover for $39.99.
Ooh boy, racist Donald Duck. Yay!
Yay!
Last Days of the American Crime, Volume 1 hardcover at $24.99. Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 2 hardcover, $34.99 for those wondering what led up to Secret Wars. And for those who want to get ready for the upcoming Netflix series, Jessica Jones Volume 1 Alias trade paperback at $24.99.
Evan, I have some really breaking news that we need to get to quickly.
Did something just pop up on your screen while I was saying that?
Yeah, we have another obituary.
Brack. Who did we lose? What?!
Yeah. Just popped up. Should we just go ahead and skip to that?
Son of a bitch.
No.
I would not have mentioned it unless I verified it myself.
No, we're going to wait because I need a moment to process that. So, let's get the comic book news out of the way. As soon as we start obituaries, we go straight to you, John.
Well, yeah.
Because that will take a little bit of time, at least. Shit, fuck. Okay. For Marvel, issue #9 will gain a new artist replacing John Cassaday. Will be Stuart Immonen. who people fan of 90s comics, particularly from DC, may remember. Moving on to creator news, Rick Remender has announced that he will be focusing on creator-owned projects for the foreseeable future. He's not saying he's been doing mostly Marvel work. He's not saying he will be permanently doing creative stuff. Just for right now, he wants to focus on his own thing. And he'll be starting that with the series Tokyo Ghost with artist Sean Murphy, which he says is about a technology-addicted dystopian future. Or Tokyo.
No, nothing's important anymore. Go straight to obits.
Fine, we'll go straight to obits, and then we'll go back to the
kind of right on that one.
I have a story for it. You want me to go with it?
Nothing's important anymore. Go straight to obits. Moment of silence, please.
Yeah, let's all have a moment of silence. It has just been announced earlier today, or actually just a few moments ago, that famed horror director and writer Wes Craven has passed away after a long battle, apparently with brain cancer. That's actually the first I'd actually ever heard about his brain cancer. But I know, being a horror geek myself and being raised on his movies as a child, it's actually a really sad moment. I mean, it's Wes Craven. He should have gone out in a blaze of glory. So, yeah, we're going to have a nice little moment of silence here and let us all remember our favorite Wes Craven moments, and we'll get back to you in a second.
New Nightmare.
All right.
No, it's just for me. That's, if you were asking what my favorite Wes Craven movie was, it's New Nightmare. I know everyone was like, oh, that's not the scariest one or anything, but it was, I think people really underestimate just how great a treatise, is an exploration of not only pop culture, but what the mythology and its effect on us and its influence on us as a culture is.
Yeah.
And it's, being someone who's a writer, that was the movie that had the most effect on me that he's done.
Yeah. To be honest, as an artist, again, it's looking at his paintings that were the inspiration for his work, and the nightmares he painted in order to give us nightmares, to get them out of his own head. I mean, that's literally why I do half the stuff I do. You know, he was an artist on so many different levels. What other obits we got, Evan?
Okay.
No Irish accent this week.
Yeah. For the record, we are getting back to comic book news, but we're just getting this out of the way first. Okay. Lieutenant General Frank Peterson, at the age of 83. He was of the U.S. Marines. He was the very first black man to ever obtain the rank of general, and was, I think, if I remember correctly, also the first black aviator in U.S. military history. At age 82, Oliver Sacks, popular neurologist and author who used the actual neurological problems of many of his patients as a way of helping to explain many issues about neurological injuries, defects, etc. in his books on those subjects. And finally, possibly the most tragic of all of these, is actor Kyle Jean-Baptiste, age 21, both the first black actor and the youngest actor ever to play Jean Valjean in the Broadway production of Les Miserables.
Fell off a fire escape, did he?
Yeah. Sadly, that's kind of a good point, because I feel like we've had a few too many suicides lately.
I'll agree with that one.
So, okay, that's, guess this is as much processing as that as I can. Going back to the comic book news for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin have said that Image will be doing the print version of their recently finished creator-owned project Private Eye. They have a new project coming up. They confirmed that they're working together on another project. Haven't said what it is yet. One of the things they have confirmed is that they will have a standalone story they're doing as a special for The Walking Dead. Also, Judd Winnick is coming back to comics with Hilo, the Boy Who Crashed to Earth, which is an all-ages comic book series he'll be doing. And now for the bit that kind of proves that, yes, there are important things in the comic book subject this week. Particularly the fact that Duke, despite several students saying otherwise, have kept Fun Home, the Alison Bechdel comic book, on their summer reading list. For those who don't know, Fun Home is basically the comic that Alison Bechdel, who's known for the Bechdel test, for movies and television shows. This is a story about her father, who was a closeted gay man, and him dealing with the issues of that and eventually committing suicide, as well as her own growing identification as a lesbian herself, and a lot of the more religiously conservative, right-wing type students were complaining about this, as well as a few who were showing issues with the depictions of sexual activity in the book. Duke University, to their credit, said, we're keeping it on the list because, one, you're going to be hard-pressed to find any work of any level of influence that hasn't been a problem for somebody at some point in time, and that really people should read things that challenge their sensibilities or views of the world. Seriously,
can't disagree.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the new comic series Smoke and Shadow will explore the legacy of Zuko.
Good.
And
We need a little more exposition.
And because he has to affect us in some way every week, and we can't seem to fucking get rid of him, Michael Bay's 451 Media has announced that they will be producing comics designed to interact with modern technology. Thank you, John. I think you summed up my opinion just well right there. And our final section, miscellaneous, for the random shit of the week. Iceland capital Reykjavik has renamed one of its streets Blackhead, which is the Icelandic name for Darth Vader. No, this is not a coincidence. They have confirmed this is why they're renaming the street. So
I'm okay
yes,
with that.
there's basically a Darth Vader boulevard in the world.
Somebody desperate for tourism.
Not as desperate as I'm guessing Ohio is, who has introduced Buddy, the pro-marijuana superhero.
Buddy?
Okay, I understand that marijuana legalization is on Ohio's fucking ballot this year, but really, oh god. Okay, government, DARE didn't work. You can introduce all the McGruffs and everything you want to do to get people to vote or not vote for something, and we're not that stupid. I mean, you could fill the Kool-Aid man with Jameson, and that's not going to convince people to drink it.
DARE took marijuana out of its program 4 years ago. I think 4 years ago. Might be just 2 years ago.
Granted, a Kool-Aid man full of Jameson busting through my wall, I probably would still be a happy camper.
I'd party with that guy. We go knock down walls over town.
Speaking of getting high, apparently a lot of new parents are, because on the list of top 1,000 baby names is Anakin.
Well...
Yeah. Because nothing says you're going to be a good parent like naming somebody after somebody who kills kids.
This is why my kids are going to be named Gacy and yeah.
Dean?
Yeah, Dean, Gacy,
Dahmer?
Dahmer, Donner.
Donner,
But
Party of
do
10?
you
Donner,
recall
Party of 5.
the most famous killer of them all?
No. Don't even start.
Lecter, the man,
No,
evil
that's
yet
it.
gentleman.
Moving on.
A father has spent a year building a life-size version of Bumblebee for his son.
That's a good father. Wait. Which Bumblebee?
It's pretty abstract, but it looked like the movie version. Still, just
That's a horrible father. Take his kids away from him.
No, sadly, his generation. If he's got a kid that's only 9 years old, what version of Bumblebee is that kid going to recognize?
That depends on the father and which one he showed him. A good father wouldn't make his son watch that. That's a horrible dad. Take those kids away. Moving on.
And Salt Lake City has put up a little thing, an application, in hopes of breaking the cosplay world record. Basically, the most people cosplaying as characters together in one spot.
Dragon Con every year.
On every year.
That's Dragon Con every year.
In Salt Lake City?
No, Dragon Con's in Atlanta.
It breaks the record of people.
Oh, you're saying
together.
Dragon Con has the record every year.
Yes.
Well,
Sorry.
I thought Atlanta was AWA.
There are many conventions in Atlanta. AWA is one of them, as is Dragon Con.
Well, actually, if I remember correctly, somebody broke the record last year. We actually did put out the story ourselves. I could be wrong, though.
Well, I mean, let's face facts. Munich had the world record for largest beer garden until Raleigh broke it.
Yeah! Why am I so...
Fuck you, Munich.
Meanwhile, celebrity news.
München.
Suicide Squatters Margot Robbie and Jai Courtney decided to take time out to go visit a lemonade stand, which a little girl is doing for charity work, namely to raise money for her brother's illness. Yes, celebrities have done cool things. Equally cool, or more so, is on an Australian radio show. Hugh Jackman had did a little phone conversation with a 9-year-old boy who is I forget the illness he got recently. It's like CH, I remember, as the initials for it. But little boy got to be put onto the Australian radio show, and his favorite superhero was Wolverine, so they called up Hugh Jackman, who it turns out was actually just in the room across the way. So when the little boy asked what his favorite pose was, he just broke into the room and did the pose. So, and sat down and chatted with the 9-year-old boy for a while. And I saw the video. It's sweet. Yes, John, I know Hugh Jackman is not your Wolverine, but let's be honest.
Doesn't mean he's not a bad one. I like the man. I do.
And that, and also the guy pulled off a miracle. He can play roles in other movies without you thinking he's Wolverine, despite being known, getting his career basically from playing such an iconic character. That's amazing.
Point.
In merchandise news, I think you're going to buy at least 3 of the 4 things I have under merchandising news, John.
Okay, what's that?
Hulkbuster lamp.
No.
Oh.
I can make a better one.
How about the Mego Harley Quinn?
Yeah, again, I can make a better one.
John, if you could make a better one of if you were basing these things on what you can make a better one of, you'd never buy anything.
I don't buy a lot of things.
This is true. All right, how about the Batman 1966 Vinyl Idols figures?
Okay, that one I approve.
And the one I doubt you'll get, but it's just... Have you ever looked at your significant other and thought, you're cute, but you're just not quite superhero looking enough for me?
No.
Well, Me neither. But if you want to, you can get them the Captain America or Iron Man beauty mask to help them take care of their skin and look like a superhero doing it. Because there is nothing too low that we can't put a superhero's face on.
Hey, they brought back underoos, for God's sakes. Because nothing says sexy like ill-fitting superhero tighty-whities and a t-shirt.
It looks sexy on her.
I lost track of fashion when the onesies came back.
Yeah.
Kay, I love you. You've never been up to track with fashion. But then again, no one else has on this panel either.
I don't know. We got
dress
praised in
better
the
than
comments once for our outfits.
Do I need to go throw on a suit?
No, I take that back. I've always had a good track of fashion. I never gave too much of a damn of it. I always said, oh, there it went. I'm not following.
Nah.
But damn, when the onesie showed up, I said, okay. I'm just going to close my eyes, put my fingers in my ears, and pretend that I didn't see it happen. If I didn't see it happen, it never did happen, and my life can go on, and it's happy little Mary. Bubble.
Save happy.
Moving on.
Moving on, our final subject of this miscellaneous section. In video news, the Star Trek Beyond people got together and made one last charity video. This one paying tribute to the late, great, and still very much missed Leonard Nimoy. This will be the first of the new Star Trek movies that doesn't have Nimoy in it. That's gotta be
true.
But for something that'll help, but the rest of these are all videos that will do nothing but cheer us up. For example, the Darth Funk music video, The Funk Awakens. Please tell me I am not the only one who watched that.
No, I watched it. It's pretty awesome.
Yes. I love the twist at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And just glowing Boba Fett and Darth Vader mask.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's one way to win the dance contest. Speaking of dance contest, we got the fight we've been waiting for, sort of. Deadpool versus Spider-Man in a dance-off that ended by going just a little too far. At least as far as Spider-Man's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you saw that one too, then?
Oh, yeah.
And finally, oh, this is brilliant. This is genius. This is, John, you remember a couple weeks back when I came up with the idea of doing a live-action version of The Tick where it's done just like the old 60s Batman show?
Yeah.
And your immediate response is to tell me that I was a genius?
Yes.
That's how I felt about this video, which sadly only has about 200,000 or just over 200,000 views. It needs more. Somebody took an old-school Superman action figure
and tied it to a drone.
Yep. And then took a video of it just basically looking like it's flying all over this park to the sound of John Williams' Superman theme song.
I just kind of looked at that and I'm like, well, see, this is how the gameplay for Superman 64 should have been.
I'm convinced one day in our lifetime someone will finally crack the code and give us a good Superman game.
We're not even going to go there. I'm not getting into this with you tonight.
I sound convinced. It's not going to happen anytime soon. That is a code people have been trying to crack for over 30 years now, I think.
Pretty much.
But that does it for this week. We laughed, we cried, we got put into silence, and then we found reason to laugh and smile again. Even though we had very little reason to bring up sex Muppets.
Warm, velvet Muppet sex. In Uranus.
Oh, Somewhere Up in Heaven. That's the movies Wes Craven is making right now. Anyway, this, of course, as usual, being High Class Geek News. I've been your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. I have been joined by the rabbit himself,
Yo.
And everyone's favorite angry monkey, John Little.
Hi.
And introducing finally, we've been trying to get her on this show for months, the Raging Asian that is Kay.
No video, can't do anything special.
Oh, God. Maybe next time you'll get to see her live. Until then, she is an image. Look directly into her eyes and she will steal your soul. That's how she gets her freckles.
She's as close to a ginger as you can get without being ginger.
And we will see you next week, as we always do, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or whenever you finally get around to watching this video. And please take a couple hours out of your day to pull a movie out directed by Wes Craven. You know you have at least one.
And watch.
And remember the good times. But for the love of God, don't make it scream. I don't care what anyone says. Those movies were shit.